Hello, Alan just jumps on just as I'm about to go live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this video where I'm going to be giving you some of the futures of Facebook. So if you really want to know what things are going to be things for you to focus on next year, then stay tuned. I'm going to be giving you 5 of the top things that I learned about in an event this week, and so I want to share that with you. I'm using this awesome new tool that I was talking about yesterday, so I'm kind of like I'm keeping the snow because it's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to be kind of really helping you with what are the main things that Facebook is focusing on for next year and beyond, and so it's going to help you to be able to plan out what areas you focus on with your marketing to help you market yourself, your products, your services, etc. And so it just gives you a bit of direction when you sort of know where Facebook is heading and what they're doing. So I hope that is all cool with you. Do join me, comment in the chat, let me know who's here, where you're watching from. Love to say hi. And yeah, and what I want you to do throughout this video, I want you to share every time you get a little nugget, I want you to do #nugget and let me know what that nugget was, okay? So as I go through this training with you today, I want you to kind of, whenever you get some kind of aha moment, a light bulb moment, oh, that's a really cool idea, whatever it is, some kind of nugget, do #nugget, and then I want you to just kind of share, a quick little snippet of what that is. I'd love to make sure, it kind of helps me to make sure that I'm providing you value, helping you with your business, because that's my ultimate goal, is to help you and help others. So I'd love for you to do that. If you're watching this in my group, I'm just going to pop a quick link. You might need to give BeLive permission, so then I can see your comments, so I can see who it is. All right, so yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Really excited to do this for you. So we'll get cracking. So yeah, do join in the conversation with me. Like I say, feel free to. I love to welcome new people. And in case we're meeting for the first time, hi, my name is Jenny Stevens, and I help coach and train home business entrepreneurs just like you to really help you to go from feeling from enough to enrolling customers and clients in your business using online marketing strategies. I'm loving leveraging automation and systems, so it really gives you the freedom that you are looking for, so you can actually do the things that you love, spend the time with your kids, do the things that you want without sacrificing your income, and you can really make more sales and impact with that. So I cover a lot of marketing and mindset stuff to really help you in your business as a whole. So thanks for joining me. Okay, let's kind of dive in then. Let me just hold on. Let me just see. There we go. I want to see this little feature. So yeah, I did a live video yesterday on, oh, there we go, on this new tool. So I'm using BeLive. And there's a really cool offer. You actually get 2 years for 1. So I'm loving this snow effect. So this is staying at least until the new year. So if you want to kind of find out about these features and stuff, I'm going to be doing a proper blog post where I do screenshots and stuff. But otherwise, you can go find that other video after this. Also, don't go anywhere right now, but you can also go to jennystevenscoaching.com/BeLive, and there's an awesome offer that you get, and you can actually get $10 credit, which is cool. So let me just pop that in there for you. But I'm loving this so far. So it's got a lot of cool features that I geek out on. So yeah, this event that I paid for and I'm watching it's called Traffic and Conversion Summit. It's from Digital Marketer, and yeah, I've got just pages of notes that I've got to be very careful not to get shiny object syndrome. So after the final day today, I'm going to be sitting down and getting really strategic about what things I'm going to implement now, what things can wait, because it's very easy when you learn new things to go, oh yeah, I want to do that, I want to do everything, but that's not necessarily going to be efficient. So okay, so the 4 main things, there's actually 5. I missed one from my notes. There's actually 5. But there's kind of 4 main areas that Facebook is focusing on for next year and beyond. Okay, so this is going to help you to be able to plan out your marketing strategies, your tactics, the things that you want to kind of do that are going to help you. But at least by kind of knowing what Facebook is thinking, it's going to help you to use the most effective, tools and gadgets of Facebook to really help you get more bang for your buck, if you like. All right. So the very first one then that I learnt about was, hold on, let me just see if I can get this to work then. So da, 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 there we go. So micro content. So you might already realize and see that stories are massive. Okay. And what I mean the stories feature, so on your phone, you get the little kind of reel at the top with all of your friends, um and it's the stories. So Facebook is all about micro content right now, and it's really interesting. It's got its a lot of upside, but there's also a few little things in terms of leveraging time. There's a few couple of little downsides, but I'm really enjoying stories. I definitely find myself watching more of them. So what do you do? Do you find yourself watching more stories than you do kind of scrolling the news feed? Um, so they're really, and you might have noticed, they really make stories kind of at the forefront when you go into, especially on your phone. It's all about stories. They're right there at the front. And they're a great way to do that micro content. So rather than needing to actually do several posts a day on your um, actual feed, so if you're using your personal profile or a business page, actually it kind of takes a bit of that pressure off, because you can just do one post a day on your main feed, but use the stories for that micro content. And the cool thing, especially when you're branding yourself, which is what I teach, I teach attraction marketing, where you really brand yourself and you attract people to you. It's a great way to be able to share different aspects of you, because you're more than just a business owner. You are a home, you've got a home to run. You might be a mum, a dad. You might be a near mum. You might be someone who's working full time and building your business on the side and trying to juggle everything. You might be right now having to do all the homeschooling, all that kind of, you have got your hobbies. Maybe you love sport. Maybe you love, like, I've got a piano in my office. I love singing and I love playing piano. There is more to you than just your business persona, who you are in terms of business owner. So it's a great way to be able to share more of you, and kind of that was going to build connection. So a few little snippets about stories. So what they recommend is doing kind of a minimum of 3 to 5 a day, and sort of you can spread them out. But basically what they're saying is you can't have too many stories. You can't do too much content. The cool thing is, from just a kind of a little tactical piece, you wouldn't want to have to do all of your stories in one go, So if you can spread it out, because every time you do a new story, it's going to kind of go back to the front of that reel. So the people that are most engaging with you. So like every time I log into I've got like a home account on Instagram that I share all of my, my new house stuff. So I didn't kind of spam my main one. And I love Mrs. Hinch, so I love watching her stories, and like a few times throughout the day, like at lunchtime or in the morning and the evening, I do my little scroll through social media and look through stories. And, the people that I most engage with and watch, they're always kind of at the front. So if you can spread out your stories, maybe doing one, if you're kind of doing them, starting off, if you're not doing anything with stories, do like a minimum of 3, maybe do kind of one in the morning, one in, lunchtime, and one in the evening. But if you can try and, build up, and then you can spread them out, so then you're kind of always coming back to the front, which is cool. So the cool thing about stories is that they are lightweight and no pressure. So even if you fuck up, it doesn't really matter that much, because they're going to go away after 24 hours. Now, apparently, Facebook are testing different lengths. So at the moment, the standard is 24 hours, and then they disappear. Apparently, they're testing different lengths. So I think they are testing 3 days a week. I can't remember what it is now, the exact thing. I don't think I wrote it down. No, I didn't. But they're testing different times. So yeah, if it's 24 hours, something like 3 days or a week. So apparently they're testing that. So it'll be interesting to see if anything changes. So how do you feel about the length of stories. Do you think it might be a good thing to increase that? Um, I think even a couple of days might be quite nice if you just want to, especially thinking from my business mind and the marketing side. If you could have things, especially if you're promoting an offer, it'd be cool if you could have things, maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know. I'd love to kind of hear what you think about that. People are more open to stories. Like I say, it's very no pressure. They don't have to um, really do anything. So they're just getting that behind the scenes. It's a great way to interact with people, and people seem they're a lot more open to stories. So, and there's so many cool features. So people love to touch their phone. So this is what they mentioned on this event the other day. I wrote it down. It was typically people touch their phones. Oh my God, is that actually right? 2,617 times a day. Holy crap. I mean, that's crazy. So people love to touch their phones, and stories have so many cool features. So if you are using stories or you're starting to play around with it, I've noticed this myself. So I'm sort of trying to do more and more on stories myself now, but really use those features. So when you go into the stickers, you've got polls, you've got questions, you've got uh what's the other things that's on there? You've got where is it? Hold on, let me just go into it. But you've got some really cool features. But yeah, like anything that people can click on, I find myself doing it as well. If there's like a vote, like a poll, like do you like this or this? Um, People love to give their opinion. Let me just go into a story really quickly. So I'm just going to take a quick selfie. So that I can show you. And what I'm going to do, I think I'll probably go into more detail about stories on another time. So yeah, so you've got poll, questions, you've got the little slider. I don't really tend to interact with those very much myself. I think it's because I don't quite understand it. You've got quiz. So all of those things that basically encourage people to touch, use it. So say certainly polls, people love to give their opinion. I've seen it, I say, on like I've got 3 accounts. I've got like a personal one, I've got my business one, and then I've got like my home one, which is for spamming all of my home decoration and stuff when we bought our house. And so I follow kind of different, I follow like homey things on that account and stuff. And so I've seen people do, like different colors, or like what kind of style do you like? Like, do you like the calm, serene, pale gray and white, or are you more bold colors? And so they use the poll feature, and you can have arrows like this or this. So it's great. Like if maybe let's say you were designing a logo for your business, you could be like, do you like this or this? And again, people love that stuff. So really encourage people to use their fingers and touch their phones by using those little features. All right. If you are doing any ads, if you are at the point where you're doing Facebook ads or Instagram ads, whatever, again, if you're choosing all placements, and if you're not doing ads, you say this might go a little bit over your head, but it's fine, don't worry. But basically, if you're doing ads, try to create a custom one for stories, because obviously you can use all those cool features. You can use the stickers, the interactions. You can make it more animated and more interactive when you do that, rather than just that kind of blanket thing across the board, and so you might well see it yourself. Story ads are getting more and more and more, and story ads, they're going up in trend, and the feeds is coming down slightly. So that's definitely something that I'm going to be testing out a bit more of next year, is doing more ads to stories and just sort of seeing how they go. So that micro content is a big, big, big part of the future. So if you're not using stories yet, really think about it and say start small. Just say start with like 3 stories a day, and then maybe build up. You say I'm I have days where I post, several things. Then I might go a couple of days without doing anything. So that's certainly things that I've got to work on, is my consistency. And actually, I end up sharing more just personal stuff. And it's normally like my cat Alan, one of my three cats. He comes in my office. So like yesterday, there's normally like a selfie or a video. Like yesterday, he was just led across my keyboard and leaning on my hand. And I'm like, it's so cute, but I can't do anything. So share your kind of your world, your life. So micro content is that first one. All right. Okay. So the second big focus for Facebook, loving this. So I'm using this agenda feature. So it's quite cool. So I've got like my little notes to help keep me on track. And then you get this thing. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this Be Live, by the way. So yeah, definitely kind of have a look at it. So video has been massive for ages, but again, it's not going anywhere. So video again is key, and especially live video. So I dropped the ball a bit this year with my consistency with live videos. So that's kind of a slap on the wrist for me, like, because I know how great they are. I really enjoy doing them. But I let procrastination get in the way sometimes, and it's like, oh crap, the day's gone. I can't be bothered now. I'll do it tomorrow. So it's not the I'm not the I'm not perfect. I'm not the I don't have my shit together. But live video is crucial. And do you know what I found out the other day? I'll put my glasses on so I can actually see a bit better. I found out the other day that apparently you get 6 times more engagement with live video. And another cool fun fact for you is, like I say, the lady, I don't know if it's Marie or Mari. I think it's Mari Smith was the lady who did like a feature about this. And she showed this pie chart with like the percentages of what are the features that are used on Facebook, and live video it was like a minuscule little sliver in the pie chart. And so that means, like, what does that mean, Jenny? Well, that means that there is a tiny percentage of people that are actually utilizing live video. Okay, so what does that mean, Jenny? Well, it means there's a huge opportunity. So if you're not doing live videos, sort it out. Like, just do it. If you need help, we can chat. I've got a great lead magnet, a great checklist that I created about Facebook Lives. I can give you access to if you need a bit of help. And again, I'll definitely I'm going to start a whole new weekly show, where I'm going to be talking about different marketing things and mindset stuff in the new year. So I can definitely obviously cover more of that. So there's definitely some fun stuff coming up. So if you need some help with live videos, or if you are really riddled with fear, then I can certainly help you out if it comes to you showing up and being visible and stuff. If it goes deeper than just I'm a bit scared, let's connect and then we can talk and I can see how I can help you, all right, on a deeper level, all right? But live videos are massive. There's people watching me live, which I love. I love the fact when I have people live with me, it kind of gives me more energy and I just love it. But if I've got no live viewers, it doesn't matter. We just I kind of act as if I'm recording it and uploading it. The cool thing about live videos is it's real, it's raw, things happen. Like I say, literally is that my little countdown feature that I was playing with on this. Alan decides to jump up and I'm like, oh, here we go. Things happen, but people like that. People like real. If it's too polished and perfect, especially if you are helping other people with their businesses, people want to know that they can do it too. People want to know that they can do it too. I haven't got snow falling down. Like, this is just this software obviously is something that I've paid for. It's new. I've used it before on a free version. But normally I just go live with the Facebook on my desktop as is. This is a little bit more snazzy, but it's not hard. It's very easy to use. Anyone can do this. But I don't worry. I put a little bit of foundation and eyebrow and bronzer on today just because I haven't got mascara on because I've got eczema on my eyes at the moment, so I'm just leaving them alone. But normally I don't have any makeup on. I don't care what I look like. I've got messy bun, don't care, hair. Just be yourself. People don't care if it's polished, if it's perfect. All that matters is the value that you're giving them. The content that you're giving them. And if you do things well and you do your research, you find out what people want to know, you know your ideal customers, you know your ideal clients, you know your ideal prospects, then you will create great content. And that's what matters. You can have the worst video in the world in terms of, you might look at their setup and go, oh dear God. But does it really matter if you're giving great content? It doesn't. So don't let perfection stand in the way. Kick perfection up the ass and just effing do it, as I say. And if you need help in terms of, yes, you can get better at it and grow, but the more you do it, and I'm not being like blunt to be a dick, it's like you can't get good at something unless you do it. And practice makes perfect. And so, if I look back at my first live videos, I'm like, oh my God. That whole like, oh, I'm just going to wait for people to come on live, and you sit there for like a minute and it's just the people that are watching the replay, they're gone. So there's things that you can do to get better. So, but don't worry, like don't overthink it. People aren't going to care what you look like, what you sound like, as long as people can hear you and it's clear. Just use your headphones from your phone if you want, decent sound quality. I'm just using my computer microphone right now. But you can just use your phone. The cameras on these things are awesome. Just use your phone. And if you want to get a little cheap tripod from Amazon, you can do that. So your hands are free, whatever, but just make it work. All right. So yeah, like I say, they get 6 times more engagement. So if you're hearing crickets, if you're like, nobody's commenting on my stuff, think about incorporating live videos. Or if you're doing them, how might you be able to maybe just go a little bit further? Like say, I'm going to start this brand new weekly show. It's something I've wanted to do for ages. I started it a couple of years ago and it kind of fell off the wayline, but I'm really I'm committed now to getting my ass in gear and being more consistent and helping. But it's not about me being consistent for me. It's about me serving you. All right. So that's my driver for doing it. I'm just going to take a quick slurp of my tea from my UK mug. I don't know why, but I love this mug from Sainsbury's. Okay, the other cool thing. So again, if you are serious about making videos work, the click-through rate from the video feed is way higher than anything else, okay? I don't know if you know what I mean by video feed. And again, don't forget, if you guys are coming in, if you get any nuggets, I want you to do #nugget and then share with me what kind of takeaways you're getting as we go through it, all right? Because I want to kind of hear what you're getting from it. What are you taking away from this training today, all right? I can see lots of people joining in. So welcome, everyone. So pleased to have you with me. I've lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, the click-through rate from the video feed. So my husband loves videos. It's really annoying because he will sit on the sofa, like in the evening, we'll be watching TV, and we don't like a lot of the same TV programs. So when we find something we like, we're like, yeah. But oh, he's just got this really annoying habit. And please let me know if your other half, or maybe you've got a child that does it or whatever. And he sits there and he loves watching videos. So he's on Facebook and he doesn't necessarily look through the news feed as such, but he'll find a video and then it just goes down this rabbit hole and he's watching video after video after video. But the sound is on. Oh my God. Does anybody else just feel that frustration that comes when you're trying, you just can hear this in the background? And I just kind of pause and I just give him a look. And then he's like, oh, sorry, and I'm like, just get the freaking headphones if you want to listen to it. It's so annoying. But he's a video watcher. He loves it. Again, depends where I am, but especially if I'm in a kind of quiet zone, like if you're just kind of mindlessly scrolling, I prefer to have, my phone is most of the time on silent. I always, will read the captions on a live video or a video rather than putting the sound on. Or times I tend to prefer reading something. But he loves watching videos. And so he can literally spend ages just going through video after video after video. And so this is what I mean by the video feed, because as soon as you're watching a video, then Facebook will suggest another one, and then they'll suggest another one based on what you're viewing and what you're consuming. And so the click-through rate, meaning, again, it's that interaction, it's the engagement, they're actually clicking to watch the video, is so much higher. I don't know if I wrote down, no, I didn't write down any more specifics, but it says, yeah, the click-through rate on video feed on Facebook and Instagram is the highest. So in terms of, say, click-through rate, if you're not quite sure what that means, it's basically, yeah, so it's people actually, so for a video, it means they're actually clicking on the video, so it kind of like opens up. Or if it's something different, like if you have like a blog or a link or something, a click-through rate would be that they're going through to that link. So it's kind of whatever they're clicking through to that you're wanting to. So the click-through rate in the video feeds is the highest on both Facebook and Instagram. So say if you want to utilize videos, that's something to think about. Is do live videos, and then so you're going to get way more engagement. Facebook will show it to way more people than like a recorded video or any other type of posts. And I say it's got a much higher click-through rate. And again, if you're doing ads, really think about doing video ads, all right? Because they're so much cheaper, and you can do so many cool things, which I'm not going to obviously go into today. It's more advanced stuff, but video ads are awesome. So cool, can see some nuggets coming in. That's great. So yeah, if you get any nuggets, just do #nugget and share with me what it is. So Kelly says, lives have skyrocketed my business the last 2 weeks. Awesome. Thank you for suggesting stories. I'll implement. Fab. That's cool to hear that your business is skyrocketing the last 2 weeks. So well done. Yeah, it's crazy. It's one of those things with live videos that once you like, if ever I'm thinking, oh, I just can't be bothered to do a live video, and then I do it, and I'm like, oh, I really enjoy it. I love doing it. And you kind of think, what's all the fuss about? It's a bit like doing exercise, isn't it? Sometimes if you're like, oh, I can't be bothered to go to the gym. But when you go, I mean, I'm not a gym person. I'm more of I love swimming, and I'm doing home workouts, and in the summer I do a lot of walking. But when you do it, you enjoy it. And the more you do it, the more confident you'll get, the easier you'll be. Like, I can wing it most of the time when I do live videos. I at least try to get my bullet points there, but I'm an on the fly kind of girl. That's just me. Okay, so that was number 2. So I'm going to crack on, just so I'm not taking up too much of people's time today, but hope you're enjoying this so far. Let me know if you're getting some value so far. Okay, so that was number 2. I say those 2, you might already gone, yeah, it's kind of obvious. So here's a new one. Dun, dun, dun. Hashtags. So obviously before Facebook bought Instagram, Instagram is the hashtag place. Everybody knows that Instagram is the hashtag. And then when Facebook kind of incorporated themselves, it was a bit like it's a bit like watching your dad dance, or like it, or someone old trying to be cool. It's just and you cringe a bit, and you're like, oh no. And that's sort of how I felt when Facebook tried to do the whole hashtag thing. It was like, really, Facebook, like, just let Instagram have it. Obviously they now own Instagram, but now apparently for the future, so next year and stuff, they're going to be putting a lot more emphasis into hashtags. So really, it's about helping you get more organic reach. So if you're not doing ads, maybe you don't have the budget to be able to do any paid advertising. I mean, paid advertising changed my life when I learned that skill. And I teach, clients every single week. I help people with their ads every single week. I love ads for many different reasons. It does take a skill set. You've got to really you've really got to have you've got to kind of get rid of any money thoughts out of your mind, and just know that you're paying for data. You're paying for insight. That's kind of what you're doing with paid ads. And then once you get something that works, you can ramp the shit out of it, and it's awesome. But not everybody can necessarily have, you know, if you're really tight at the moment on money, which, you know, I totally get. I had to reduce my budget massively this year. But you know, fingers crossed I can get it back next year and, you know, work to really getting that automation side back up and running more next year. So I sort of took a bit of a step back this year, and I really focused more in on my sort of copywriting skills and doing a bit more organic, just to sort of test things out. I wanted to see how will things, you know, how might things work when I'm doing more organic. And definitely I'm more of a paid girl because it just takes way more time doing more organic stuff. But you need to do both, basically, especially if you're using a business page. You need to, you know, you've got the organic stuff and you can use the stories, but ideally you want to do both so you can have some paid ads going as well. It's going to help everything sort of come together. You know, one complements the other and vice versa. But with hashtags, I don't know why I do this. It's one of those things that you see some people do that, and now I'm like, "Ah, do you think doing that is stupid?" And if so, maybe I'll stop doing it. But it's just starting to become a bit of a reflex now. So hashtags, Facebook are going to be putting more emphasis on this now to help you get more organic reach. And apparently, I haven't looked at this yet, but apparently there is now there's a hashtag feed. So if you look at Facebook now, you've obviously got your main news feed. You've got a groups feed. So you can click on one of those little things at the top and it's a groups feed. So then you can see all the posts from groups. It's really handy for me because I do a lot of my client work in groups. And so it's quite a nice way to be able to sort of distract myself from like my friends and things like that. But then obviously the problem is you get all the groups, so all the other random stuff. But there's a groups feed. There's now a pages feed. So if you've got a business page, when you go into your business page, on that sidebar down the left, there's a little thing that says feed. And so now there's a pages feed. So again, that's great for like great for small businesses, great for businesses and people and brands and people like us. So if people want to see more business posts kind of thing, there's a pages feed. And now apparently there's going to be a hashtag feed. So it gives you more of an opportunity for more visibility. So if you start using some key, obviously don't go hashtag crazy, like even on Instagram. And when there's shitloads of hashtags, I mean, I'm just like, oh my God. So be strategic about it. Think about it. Focus only on a few hashtags. Maybe you want to kind of try and dominate some hashtags or really bring up like a really super specific niche or something, and you might pick maybe like 3 or 4 hashtags that you're going to focus on, and you can just consistently use those in your posts kinds of thing, and so you can utilize that. So again, that's going to be something I'm going to test out next year just to see how it goes. So yeah, so hashtags are going to start becoming more of a thing on Facebook. How do you feel about that? So let me know. I want to hear what your thoughts are on that. Okay, quick slurp. So my tea didn't go cold. Okay, what we on now? 1, 2, 3. Number 4. So I'm actually giving you 5 because I forgot about the hashtags. I was looking through my notes like, oh, I forgot about the hashtags. So there's actually 5 you're getting. So number 4. Dun, 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 dun. Messaging. So again, I probably don't have to talk to you too much about how big messaging is. But Facebook is all about connecting. So about being social. And so conversations and connecting with people, again, it's still one of those top things, a bit like video. Messaging has been around as a big thing for ages and it's not going anywhere. So the cool thing is with using the micro content, with using the story feature particularly, it's a great way to bring those two things together, because every single time that somebody replies, they react to that story, they click on one of those little sticky things because they just love to just get involved, it all goes into a messenger conversation. And so this is where, especially if you are in network marketing, if you are, a coach or something where it really is about, when you're branding yourself, it's about you, and it's about the connection that you make with your audience. It's the connection that you can make from you to that other person. And the more they feel connected with you, the more they feel like they can relate to you and that you get them and that you can help them, then that's where your business will grow. And so by having that opportunity to have more conversations, so you can use the story feature, and then it brings together the messenger. All right. So messenger is massive. I noticed there's now a desktop application for messenger. I used it a bit the other day, but I don't use messenger that much in terms of for business. But certainly I think if you were like, if you had a bit of a DMO where you're like, right, okay, I'm gonna reply to so many people every day or whatever, having that might be a great way to be a bit more distraction free. So you've not got all the notifications and all the fluff of Facebook. And so you can kind of do your dedicated, right, I'm going to have some conversations, reply to people, do some follow ups, whatever. There's a desktop application now that's like a standalone, just Messenger, which is cool. Yeah, so messaging again is massive. So say the more conversations you can have, and when you have more conversations with people in Messenger, you both will then see each other's posts more. So it's a great way to actually, so let's say you want to do a bit of a kind of a power post. Maybe it's like a real curiosity post, or it's a real kind of power post that you're kind of maybe giving a call to action. You're sharing a bit of a story, and you think, you know what, I want more people to see this. Get inside, interact with people's stories. Get into Messenger, have some conversations, and then you can post your post, and more people will see it. Have you ever noticed that yourself when you might have a random person message you, and then all of a sudden you start seeing their posts in your feed? That's why. Facebook will show you more people with who you're interacting with. So it's a two-way street. If you want people to see more of your stuff, interact with them, and vice versa. So they'll see more of your stuff. So you can kind of do it in a strategic way. If you want to really kind of do more organic stuff, then that's a little kind of pro tip for you there. All right. And then finally, number 5. So this one is quite cool. I'm quite excited about this. I mentioned it a little bit on my random test Facebook Live I did yesterday, showing this software. But that was from the feature. That was from this software. So shopping. Okay. Now, what I mean by shopping, so again, Facebook is testing a live shopping feature. Think QVC. I was going to say JVC. that's like a cheap TV brand, isn't it? QVC. Think QVC for Facebook. So what they're going to be doing is they are testing a live shopping feature. So what I could see from a couple of screenshots that were shared in this, this digital marketing event, was you could do like a live video like this, and then you can basically create and link to products. So if you're selling physical products, so great for my network marketing peeps who are in my audience and direct sales, or if you're a small business and you're selling physical products, it's awesome because you can upload an image, you can then have like a little description, the price, and then a link to go and buy it. And I think what will happen is it then like a little card or a little thing will show up in the comments, I believe. This software, BeLive, has a live sales feature. So I'm just going to test it. I tried to do it yesterday, but I don't think it worked. I'm going to add a random picture I want to see if it works. So this is from BeLive, which is what I'm using now. I'm just going to find, let me just try, I don't even know what kind of image to use. Let's have a look at my actual photos. I'm just going to add a random picture. Not for sale. And I want to see what happens, okay? So we're going to kind of go through this together. Okay, so here's a random picture of some crisps, because I bought my mum some crisps. And so I took a picture of it. We should totally do that, is share the random pictures you've got on your phone. So here is I'm just going to do a little picture of some crisps in my photo. Do you ever kind of look at your phone and go, "This is the most random stuff I've got there"? Okay. So, push source to staging. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. So, obviously, I know you can't see what I'm seeing. So in Be Live, there's this thing called live sales, and then it lets you create a list name. So I'm assuming you could create like a line of products, maybe. And then what I was able to do was add a picture, and I've called it test product. I put in a price, £100. Obviously, it's not. And then buy this, and there's just like a random link. And then so now let me do show in stream. Ooh, here we go. Oh, how cool. So obviously, these are really expensive crisps from Lidl. I love these things, these lentil curls. They're so nice. And I haven't been able to find this flavor for ages. So I was in Lidl the other day and I bought a load. I bought like four packets because my mum really likes them as well. So this was me saying, "Mum, I found them." So this is obviously in Be Live. I don't know what it will look like in there, but I can see that there's a comment has gone into the chat, and obviously now you can see this side. You can now see the picture and the price, and then there's a little, you can see at the bottom then, test product, buy this awesome thing. So how cool is that? So I don't know what the actual sort of native Facebook feature will look like, and but this is pretty cool. So again, great if you're selling physical products, so you can do your live video. I say, and if you want to be able to use this tool, you can get 2 years for the price of one. And that's what I got yesterday. It was an awesome deal, and you can get a $10 credit as well, as like a referral thing through me. So if you go to jennystevenscoaching.com/belive, let me just show this. There you go. Go to that link, and then you can grab that offer. So I paid £157 for 2 years, which is really good. And this kind of feature is pretty cool. So yeah, so that's quite cool. So you could then, and then I can hide it and go, okay, it's back to me. So how cool is that? So yeah, so I think Facebook are really focusing on increasing that, and I think especially on Instagram. If you look at Instagram, they have on the bottom. So let me just go into Insta. If you're cool, you say Insta. So like at the bottom, they've got the little shopping bag. And so from Instagram, especially, then you go into shop, and then you get kind of relevant shops. So this is all random shit right now. But, so they are already kind of doing it more so on Instagram, obviously, especially because it's a visual platform, whereas Facebook is like everything. But again, it's another opportunity. So it could be really cool to do live videos, and you could do it maybe in a closed group, if you say, especially for my network marketing friends, people in direct sales. If you do things in your private group, you could do a live stream and do like a bit of a show and tell, and then you've got that thing right there. The link is there. Great. I used to do Facebook parties back in the day when I was in direct sales, and it was all online. That was one of the perks of why I joined, was because it was an online company, which was great. I did do home parties, which I could get some sales and stuff, but I really wanted something I could do from home on my laptop, and so I used to do a lot of Facebook parties, and and played around with different things. I even did my very first like Google Hangout party before live video was even a thing, which was quite cool. So like my friend lived about an hour and a half away, and she had her friends round to her house. So I sent her a load of samples and things that they could play with. And then I was at home with my kitchen table with my little setup, and I had my makeup and stuff around. And then we did this like virtual party through Google Hangout, which was quite cool. This was 6 years ago now. So this was before Facebook Live even came out, before you had any of that kind of thing. And so I felt quite innovative and quite, it was quite cool. It was a little bit difficult sometimes when they were all chatting, but it was great to see that they could have some fun. And so that was one thing. But then I also used to do Facebook kind of short events, like 30-minute parties. And so this kind of thing would be perfect for that. I don't do that anymore because I'm not in direct sales anymore, but that would be pretty cool, I think, to do for that industry. And I say a lot of my audience are in direct sales and network marketing. But maybe if you're watching this, you've got a small business. Like I've got a friend who sells bath bombs and stuff now. Again, you can use all this stuff. Can be awesome. Have some fun with it. So, look out for more features. I don't know if the features are in and out. And you know what Facebook are like? They roll things out gradually to like different people, different places. Like I felt like I was on the later stages of getting the new Facebook. So who knows when it will come, but yeah, it's coming. So have a think about how might you be able to utilize it without necessarily being spammy tammy, and make it a cool experience. How might you be able to do that? Have a little think, because I think there's got a really big opportunity for that. And you can still, you should still be able to do something for digital products, for courses. If you're a service-based business, there's so many opportunities. Obviously, here's some crisps. But if I wanted to sell a course, like if I was doing a kind of like a live webinar on Facebook, oh look there, and then let's put the that link in the chat again. That's cool. So you could have a picture of your course, like the little what do you call it? Where you get like the computer and the phone if you do a course kind of thing. But you can just do whatever you want and just show it. And then as soon as you hit that show button, it adds that link into the chat. So it's awesome. Could definitely have some fun with that. And you could be able to add, multiple products. You could then show one, then show another, then show another. So very cool. So that's my 5 things. It ends up being 5 rather than 4. So I wanted to know, let me know, what was the biggest one that you're like, ooh, this sounds fun. That might be something for me to look at. So I'd love to hear from you and what you think could be maybe the highest impacting for you on your business. I want to hear from you. So pop that in the chat and let me know. Yeah, I think the shopping, is definitely really cool. So you can also do this right now with this software, Be Live. I don't know if you can do it with the free version. I'm not sure. I'd have to have a look at the comparison on the table. But yeah, certainly this kind of topped it, because I was going to pay for StreamYard, and I ended up seeing that it had these extra features and saying it's cool. Obviously, the snow is amazing. Who wouldn't want snow? That's worth the money in itself. So yeah, it's kind of this really cool, and I love the fact that you've got that live sales feature, which is awesome. So yeah, so what are your nuggets? And don't forget, if you've got any nuggets, I want to hear from you, and what you are going to see, what you might focus on. So already Kelly said she's going to look at implementing stories, so that's cool. And don't feel like you have to do it all. This is where shiny object syndrome can sometimes take over. I've been a bit like that for the last 3 days with this event. I've got so many notes of like YouTube stories, challenges I watched last night, like so many different things. It's very easy to go, oh my God, I want to do it all. And the problem is you end up down a bit of a rabbit hole. So my words of advice for you is pick one. Just pick one thing initially, and maybe you do one, you try really, because you want to really try something, really test it. You can't just test something for a week or 2. You need to give it, like a decent amount of time to really see how you can go. So even if you pick 1, 2 things max that you can action, and start small, okay? So I think for me, I say I'm already doing stories a bit, but I think I need to get myself into more of a consistent flow with it. And I mean, shopping, I think, yes, there's definitely an opportunity. It could be one of those things that I do every now and then. But I think in terms of foundation stuff, if you want to kind of get your feet in the ground, think of building a house, you want to get the foundations laid. I would probably say videos, messaging, the more people conversations you can have, that's probably going to make the quickest impact to your business. When you can learn how to write posts, that are going to encourage people to take action. If you can learn how to do videos, so you don't have to spend ages writing out everything. You can kind of just have your outline and go live and do it, and then give a call to action, whether it's to message you, connect with you, or maybe you've got a link that you can send people to. You can get people to book a call with you. You can get them to go and buy something, however your kind of business runs. Video is the quickest way for you to get to know somebody. There's lots of people that I have watched that I've never met them before, but I feel like I know them. You might watch me and go, oh, I feel like I know you. And we might have never met. And that's cool. And that's the cool thing. You get to see the real people, and especially with live videos, like warts and all, whatever happens, happens. But yeah, and then if you want to get a bit more, like do some fun stuff, then obviously, yeah, shopping is a cool thing. And the stories is a fun thing as well. So Janet's saying, shiny object, be live, and your Facebook live encouragement. Awesome, cool. Well, I'm glad this helped. Feel free to share the love with your people. Thank you so much for liking this video and giving me the little loves. Say thank you for all of your comments, and thank you for liking this video. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad you found this useful. Yeah, and I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you decide to put into action and what works for you. So feel free to kind of get in my messenger and share with me, because that's the thing that lights me up, is hearing people actually take things into action and getting things working. So yeah, anyway, so thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad. I hope you found this useful. Thank you for, thank you for liking the video. Thank you for all of your nuggets, little comments, and go and have some fun next year with, this is the future of Facebook, so I'm told from the bigwigs. So try it out, test out a couple of things, and see what works for you. So have an amazing rest of your day. I'll be back again. Also, I'm going to have to work out when I can go live again. Obviously, with Christmas, I am going to be taking a nice break with this year. I haven't had much, obviously, proper time off, so I am going to be taking at least a week off. So I'm looking forward to that. So if hopefully I will see you before Christmas, but if not, have an amazing Christmas and New Year. Lots of love, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.